listen carefully. Chinese are ruling the Chinese land. Japan is ruled by Japanese. England is governed by Englishmen. America is governed by Americans. So, Africa must be ruled by Africans. Oh, I wanna know the land. We must rule from Cape to Cairo. We must rule our purpose land. I say, we wanna know who owns the land.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Welcome to the Anchor Man. Of course, I am your Anchor Man, Chris Ano, coming to you from the great state of Texas, precisely here in Houston, Texas. Good evening to all of you joining from the great country of called Amazonia. And of course, those of you Amazonian refugees on ground one, I'd like to welcome you. Of course, all of you all over the place in Central and West Africa taking refuge to save your lives. It's always a privilege to come to you. For those of you tuning in from Europe, I'd like to say good evening too. And of course, those in the continental USA. Thank you for tuning in. It is always a privilege to join you, bringing you updates on the Amazonian struggle for independence actualization. It is going to be another very exciting evening. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. For those of you joining as usual by way of the social media, I'd like you to go ahead and quickly hit your share button. Let us quickly populate the platform so that I can come to you with the presentation proper. Again, this is going to be very exciting, and I'd like you to quickly hit the share button if you have joined. If you have joined, quickly hit your share button so that I can come to you with these exciting news items I bring to you. Amazonia is doing great, and it is such a privilege to be alive and to be a part of what is happening in our country, ladies and gentlemen. So please, before I bring you again the presentation of today, I'd like you to quickly go ahead and hit your share button so that we can rapidly see the numbers rise. Okay, in the meantime, I'd like to see those of you who are already on the platform. Let us see what is in your mind. Let me see what is in your mind as you join. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, hold your peace. I'm gonna take a phone call here. It's a very important phone call. It is a very important phone call. I am going to take a short break and take this phone call, ladies and gentlemen.
Now listen to the history. With the years since creation. With the years since creation. What has happened? Since the time of sun and sand. Since the time of moon and stars. Since the time of air and sea. Since the time of men and things. Billy Sarova Daneva. Now we are the crossroads. On the Femo,
all right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for sitting in there. Please go ahead and hit that share button. Go ahead and hit that share button. Let the numbers be seen to be jumping. Let the numbers be seen to be jumping. In the meantime, let me see what is in your mind. All of you out there, let me see who is here. Please, again, I do this so you can quickly go ahead, hit the share button. Let us quickly populate the platform. Gina Funga, I see you, ma'am. Always one of those to be here before any person else. Amber, this. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I broke my glasses and I just can't read good enough here. I see Amber, Caro, is it Cara Colas or something like that? Thank you. Thank you. Nicholas Afia. Hi, Chris. Where is John Saw? John Saw has since retired. Okay. John Saw has since retired. All right. Anya Manyo, please, our able and command, bringing Tato Erics. It says bring in Tato Eric so we can hear from him where his position is now. All right, I hear you. Annie Inoko, I see you. Oh, let peace and justice reign. Yes, you are right, ma'am. Asunganyi Boris, hi, Sector Chris. Thank you, sir. I hope you are doing okay. Ashu Franklin is watching. Christian Kumbo, as usual, in Congo Noe. Our able secretary, March Fire, please. Our ears are thirsty. Wonderful. Hit your share button, please. I want to see the numbers jumping. I like to see the numbers jumping. If you are just joining. If you are just joining, go ahead and hit that screen so the numbers can jump. Bole Tole, I see you. Bole Tole T. She's always here too. I see also why the numbers are the messages are just flying here. I see Abba Abi. If I don't pronounce your name right, no, I can't read it right because of my eyes. John Wood, I see you. I see also, is it Modi Kill? I think so. Fire power, she says, or he says. Yes, sir. I see Mbo Lexus, I think so. Destiny, New Country, the anchorman himself. We love you too, sir. Zealous, bring in Sako somewhere. Okay, I hope you will accept my invitation to come to ABS. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining the broadcast. Please go ahead, hit your share button while I bring to you very, very important updates about our struggle from ground zero. A lot is going on, and I come today to tell you about something I believe many of you would want to hear, talking about firepower on ground zero. Firepower on ground zero. Okay, hello. Good evening, sir. Are you the hello? Are you the commander in Boyo? All right, I'm not taking phone calls now. I am waiting for one phone call from Boyo. Thank you for the call. All right, again, ladies and gentlemen, hit that share button as we talk about firepower, ladies and gentlemen, in this broadcast today, resuming on ground zero. Firepower resuming on ground zero. I can't wait to bring you that piece of information. But in the meantime, again, I really expect every one of you who is joining the broadcast to please go ahead and hit your share button. Go ahead, hit your share button as you join. Now, I dive straight into the broadcast today, ladies and gentlemen. It is very critical that I remind all of you Ambazonians out there, especially if you are, and those of you out there in the international community, human rights groups, and all the civil society organizations out there, not just in Ambazonia, but also across the globe. I'd like to bring to your attention the fact that the 40 innocent civilians picked up about 2 weeks ago in Oku, they are still missing. They are still missing. They were picked up by Cameroon soldiers, and as of today, as I bring you this update, nobody has an idea as per their whereabouts. They have not been seen, they've not been heard from. Nobody, not even Cameroon officials who have them in custody, are coming out to clarify, ladies and gentlemen, the whereabouts of these innocent civilians. These were bikers picked up, returning from a funeral, ladies and gentlemen. In Oku, I understand they were returning from burying one of their own, and all of them were picked up. And till today, as you can see their faces on your screen, till today, nobody knows their whereabouts. The Republic of Cameroon would not as much as put out a statement letting the family know where these ones are. Could they have been killed? Well, it is possible. But the good thing is that we know, we have their identities and we know their numbers. If any of this one is permanently missing, the Republic du Cameroon is going to explain and give account for all of them or any of them found missing. And again, I am bringing this information out to everybody out there in the international community and all the human rights groups out there. I hope that you will reach out to the Cameroon government and demand for account as to the whereabouts of these 40 bike riders picked up without guns. We are told that the Republic of Cameroon picked them up, taking them for Amba boys, Amba restoration fighters. But these were boys accompanying one of their own for his own funeral, and we understand that this one, the one who died, was brought in actually from Douala. And all the bike riders in the area all showed up there to bury the one from Douala, and on returning without any guns on them, ladies and gentlemen, without any guns on them, they were all picked up. And it is 2 weeks now, and as I come to you, the faces you see on your screen, nobody knows where they are. 40 of them. Some account says there are more than 40 of them, but I have been told they are 40. But the 40 are wherever they are, nobody knows. We are challenging the government of Cameroon. If they claim to be a government that respects human rights, let them come out and tell the families of these young ones, these innocent civilians, their whereabouts, so that they can, the families can at least get some lawyers to go out and defend them. That is assuming La République du Cameroon is a country of law. I hope they do so. That is that, ladies and gentlemen. Now let me take you to another case here. This is very, very important. Ladies and gentlemen, I have just learned that the students of the University of Bamenda, students from the University of Bamenda, actually the University of Bamenda choir, they were out visiting John Frundi, the chairman of the Social Democratic Front. And guess where they were visiting him? You think that they were visiting him, the chairman, in his home in Bamenda? No, ladies and gentlemen, they were not visiting him in Bamenda. They were visiting him, they say, in his home in Yaoundé. John Frundi's home in Yaoundé and not in Bamenda, ladies and gentlemen. So apparently Frundi now has a home. He lives permanently. He lives permanently, ladies and gentlemen, in Yaoundé and not in Bamenda. It's a pathetic story. And you may be asking why the story is pathetic. I will tell you why the story is pathetic, ladies and gentlemen. This story is pathetic because John Frundi, if you told John Frundi, ladies and gentlemen, you told John Frundi a few years ago, or just say 20 years ago, that he will become, a day will come that he will become persona non grata in Bamenda, in all of Amazonia, John Frundi will say you are joking. But Frundi has become a persona non grata in all of Bamenda and all of the southern Cameroons. Frundi now welcomes visitors from Bamenda in his Yaoundé home. Think about that. Frundi now welcomes visitors, receive visitors, Bamenda visitors in that case, not in his Intaricon residence, but in his La République du Cameroon residence. It's a pathetic story of how you grow up deceiving the people that you want to bring them democracy, and it turns out that you bring democracy just for yourself. Now I say just for himself because apparently Frundi in that country can say anything. He can say and do just anything. Not you, not me. We can't just say anything. We can't just do anything. But Frundi can do it. That is the product of ADF. Over 30 years of the SDF. Ladies and gentlemen, the product of the SDF is nothing but Frundi. And again, Frundi now lives in Yaoundé, receiving Bamenda University choir in his home in Yaoundé, not in Bamenda. Very, very. See how life can turn out to be. That's life. So I just thought that I bring this story to you, and this goes to the leaders. Any leader out there, some leaders who pretend to be leading us today. You think that you can take money and sell us one day you will find no place of rest in Amazonia. You will take up residence in La République du Cameroon as John Frundi has done, taking up residence in Yaoundé. Again, I don't think Frundi ever thought of this day where you will live in Yaoundé and avoid his Bamenda home for fear of being stoned in his own home in Bamenda. That's a pathetic story, ladies and gentlemen. That's a pathetic story. Now, I bring you this other story too, ladies and gentlemen. Something is happening. Something is happening in La République du Cameroon. I'd like you to take a look at the faces and the images you find on the screen. The faces you find on the screen, those are French Cameroon Boy Scouts. Graduating, they say, from La République du Cameroon Military Academy and ready for the slaughter in Amazonia. If you can't tell me, can't confirm to me, La République du Cameroon, that these are child soldiers, I don't know what they are. This is a trained army from La République du Cameroon, headed for Amazonia. This is the army that French Cameroon believes they are going to win this war with. This is the army they believe they are going to win the war with. I call it the Boy Scouts, Cameroon Boy Scout Army. Cameroon Boy Scout Army. Look at their faces, ladies and gentlemen. Very soon they will be returning. They will be sending them to Amazonia, and I just hope that before they send them to Amazonia, they send them along with their body bags, so that they can return safely. If they return lifeless, at least they return safely, well packaged, and ready for burial. But it's a shame. It's a shame. What happened to all the years of graduates from that military academy? Now, these are what they call the Bees, B-I-R. And look at them. These are the people, the young men that La République du Cameroon wants to use to sacrifice for the uncalled for war that they declared against us. Amazonia restoration fighters are waiting for you. They are waiting for you, and it will take the grace of God for you to return in whole body. You saw what took place in Boyo and in Ibialem a 2 days ago. I just hope that that will not be your portion. I pray that you return in your body back, but at least in one piece. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hitting your share button. Continue to do so. Why I bring you this little laundry list here of French Cameroon, called them Boy Scouts, heading for heading to Amazonia, prepared for the slaughter. Beg your pardon for my voice. All right, now let me take you to a more serious issue here. The issue of Mama Regina Mundi. Ladies and gentlemen. The ADF came out 3 days ago and announced they are sentencing Mama Regina Mundi to a death penalty. They're sentencing her to death. And we really don't know what the ADF has in mind, or what they mean by that, or whether they really want to kill this lady. But I see a lot of people very worried out there that the ADF is going to kill Senator Regina Mundi. Ladies and gentlemen, the ADF will not. I am not an insider, of course, you know that in the ADF, but I can tell you confidently, the ADF isn't going to kill Regina Mundi. I call her Mama Regina Mundi. That is the way she was popularly known in those days in Bamenda. But the ADF put out a tweet, and the tweet says, let me see, the technician can get that tweet out there. And the tweet basically says that she will be sentenced to death, contrary to misleading information from Yaoundé. I don't know who in Yaoundé is misleading who. Say, with respect to the war declared by Paul Biya in southern Cameroon of no mercy, the ADF have sentenced Mama Regina Mundi, an appointed senator by Paul Biya, to death for aiding the occupation. For aiding the occupation. Again, that is coming from the ADF. I guess some of you will be asking, Secretary Chris, what do you think? What is your opinion? Should she be sentenced to death? I would say this. It is one thing to sentence someone to death. It is just another thing to actually kill that person. In my opinion, you don't catch people and kill them. Yes, you do not catch people and kill them. That is why Ambazonia Restoration Forces picked up Cardinal Toomey. They didn't kill him. They picked up the phone officer. They did not kill him. They did not kill him. They picked up so many people whom they did not kill. In this case, you picked somebody and you have that person in your excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. You pick up somebody like this lady and you have her in your custody and announce it. You do not then go ahead and kill her. My challenge to the ADF is, please, we have thousands of Ambazonian detainees, prisoners in Yaoundé, in Douala, in Boya, in Bamenda, and in Bafoussam. You made the right decision last time when you said you will exchange Mama Regina Mundi for those prisoners. Yeah, I guess that was the right decision you took. If I were in your shoes, I would stick to that position. I will keep her and stick to that position that Yaoundé must begin to release our detainees. Talking about the Naira 10, the Oku 40, those in Boya, those in Bamenda, and in Bafoussam, in Douala. Let La République du Cameroon begin to release them. And should they release the Naira 10, ladies and gentlemen, ADF, Comrade Cho Ayaba, listen to me. Then, only then, should you release this lady, Mama Regina Mundi. She isn't too old to be in detention, as some people would love to say. I don't think so. If Cardinal Toomey wasn't too old to be arrested and detained, the Fund of Insult wasn't too old to be arrested and detained, John Frundi wasn't too old to be arrested and detained, Mama RP wasn't too old to be shot and killed by La République du Cameroon forces, of course. And we have had so many of these instances. And so, no mercy for Mama Regina Mundi, but she should be killed. I will say no. Hold her, you will do greater good by holding her and exchanging her for our detainees, thousands of them who are in Yaoundé, Boya, Bamenda, Douala, and Bafoussam. I think that is the right thing to do. That is the right thing to do. That will be the best result you can expect. And I think if the ADF does this, praises will be lavished upon you, and I will be one of those to lavish you with praises. I actually invited one of the ADF chairs to come and talk about this, about the sentencing. But Capo Daniel was sent to me, and I turned it down. Nobody takes him seriously. He looks like a little clown. Nobody takes him seriously. I wanted a serious person, not necessarily Cho Ayaba, but any serious-minded person from the ADF. But nobody showed up. But again, ladies and gentlemen, I think the right thing to do here is not to kill Mama Regina Mundi. The right thing to do, ADF, is to hold her and exchange her for the Naira 10, the Oku 40, every one of them, and the detainees in Bamenda, Boya, Bafosam, and Douala. I believe that is the right thing to do. That is the right thing to do, and I hope you are listening to me. Now, I will move to another subject of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very important. Very, very important. Now, I am talking about Samuel Ekome Sako fuming, ladies and gentlemen. Samuel Ekome Sako fuming over lockdown. Talking about the hypocrite that Ekome Sako can be. And don't say, hey, Secretary Chris, you are talking about Sako. Yeah, I got to do it because every time he comes out manifesting his conmanism, I will talk about it, and his craftiness, ladies and gentlemen. I will talk about it. Now, I think a day ago, Sako put out an audio condemning, ladies and gentlemen, the 5-day lockdown that has been put in place by this interim government under the leadership of Iya Marienta. I will bring you that audio. So that you can hear what Sako is saying in that audio. Now, this is what Sako is saying in that audio, ladies and gentlemen. I would like you all to listen to the audio. This is the audio coming from Samuel Ekome Sako. Now, listen to it, please. Listen to the audio. The audio again is coming from Samuel Ekome Sako.
ANC.
All right, this is the message. Again, this message I bring to you
On behalf of the
is coming from Samuel Ekome Sako. And I would like you to listen to this message. This message is important not for the content of it, but for the hypocrisy in it. Listen, please.
ANC. On behalf of the ANC, for all the 13 counties, our defense executives will take charge of all the counties and the LGS for Amazonia. We don't declare 19 and 20th May as the 2 days where we go lock down our territory. When these people, the ANC and the interim government, will declare these 2 days, we will not be doing for political reasons.
Now,
because we're doing it for war.
Now, I want you to take note of that. When the ANC and this interim government, now that is Samuel Ekome Sako speaking. Now, he is still hanging on. He still wants to be seen as being in charge, being in control, being the leader of the interim government. And that is why he personifies it, this interim government. Now, listen to him.
This one not been a political struggle. Again, this one they call a war. We do so in collaboration with all our generals, where they talk publicly with the defense executive them, will be do so because of the following reasons. When your neighbor provoke you, he cross a compound, can provoke you. You no go declare 1 week hunger strike for your house.
Okay, I hope you're noting that.
That's foolishness. When your neighbor provoke you, La Republique is our neighbor. They just provoke we with some public holiday where they say they go celebrate them for a place. We force our people to hunger strike for 1 week.
Okay, I will end it there, but this is the message I want you to get, ladies and gentlemen, and the hypocrisy behind that message. The hypocrisy behind that message. Now, you will all recall that again and again and again and again. The interim government under Samuel, or during the time of Samuel Ikome Sako, called for a lockdown on numerous occasions, including 20th May and 11 February. Samuel Ikome Sako called for lockdowns on many occasions for a full week. There were situations where we even called for 3 weeks, 2 weeks lockdowns, ladies and gentlemen, because of one event. Because of one event. We did it for 20th May, we did it for 11 February, we did it for their elections. And now comes another 20th May. And hear what Samuel Ikome Sako says. It says, when your neighbor, La Republique of Cameroon provokes you, you don't lock down the house for 1 week. You don't lock down the house for 1 week. I think every one of you out there listening to the sound of my voice, when we say we are dealing with a con man here, I think you all get it. From going to Brazil and telling the people in Brazil he was distributing so many churches, distributing churches and seminaries, ladies and gentlemen, to moving into a haunted home, to coming here and wanting you to know that now calling for a 5-day lockdown is an aberration, it's an affront against the Amazonian people. I think you see the hypocrisy that this man is, or the hypocrisy that is in him. It was good for him to call 5 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks lockdowns on Ground Zero when he was still presiding over. The moment he is impeached and removed, ladies and gentlemen, he now says 5-day lockdown is punishment. 5 days lockdown is punishment. Now let me say this to everybody listening to the sound of my voice. The interim government led by Iya Marienta has called for a 5 days lockdown. That 5 days lockdown isn't punishment, and it isn't done out of an affront on the Ground Zero, the population on the ground. I have said here again and again and again that every time we have to announce a lockdown at this interim government, we hold meetings, we discuss about it, we consult with the fighters on Ground Zero who will have to enforce the lockdown. We consult with other stakeholders out there. And other stakeholders, I am here in this case referring to Team Amazonia or ARC. We consult with these groups. We consult with the county and the LGA leaders before we come out to announce lockdowns. We are not in a beauty contest or a contest or power contest So we can see who is doing the best thing, or who is more powerful, or who is in control, which is what Samuel Ikome Sako is trying to do. No, that is not what we are trying to do, ladies and gentlemen. What we are trying to do is to make sure that the lockdown is effective. Very, very effective. Now, if you live on ground zero, you will note that La République du Cameroon is in the habit of carrying people from Bafoussam, from Douala into Boya, Victoria, from Bafoussam, Bunda, down to Bamenda. They don't do this on the 19th. They do it a week prior to that. They do it a week prior to that. When you cover a whole week in a lockdown as important as this, they are left with nothing to do because they can't pay the hotel bills for 1 week, ladies and gentlemen. They just cannot afford the hotel bills for a week. That is why we have declared it for a week, so that by no means, they drop in people in Bamenda, from Bunda, from Bafoussam, from Douala, from Kongsamba, from Lum before the 19th. That is the wisdom behind this. And so when somebody like Sako come and is standing there putting out a message and telling you, oh, do not respect 5-day lockdown, it is punishment. Nobody wants to punish anybody, not at all, absolutely not. For him, for Samuel Sako, it is a contest. It is a contest. No, this interim government is not out to have a contest with anybody, not at all, absolutely not. There is no contest here. We have planned for what is going to be effective and what we will get results. La République du Cameroon is out there planning hard to send a message to the international community that, they are in charge. They are in charge. Lockdown doesn't work anymore. But we have planned this, ladies and gentlemen. We've planned this with insight to what they hope to achieve. And putting it for 5 days, making it for 5 days, completely gives them no window of opportunity to ferry people into our territory. And so, listen to the sound of my voice. I want every one of you, if you are on ground zero, please ignore any other announcement for lockdown that does not call it a 5-day lockdown. A 5-day lockdown. It's a 5-day, ladies and gentlemen, a 5-day lockdown, not a 2 days lockdown. And the lockdown begins on Monday, which is normally our ghost town, and continues to Friday, May 20th, as you find on your screen. We hope to send a message once more to La République du Cameroon that you don't make us your slaves eternally. You do not make us your slaves eternally. If you should forget anything, notice that 20th May 1972 was the day La République du Cameroon officially dismantled our country, our institutions, our people, and made us their slaves. It was the last straw that made us where we are today. If we are at war, I will say that was the remote cause. The remote cause for the war we are fighting today, ladies and gentlemen. So, please, we take this event very, very seriously. We are asking every one of you, from Fako to Donga Mantung, please, shut down every activity. Shut down every planned activity beginning Monday the 16th through Friday the 20th. It will not be easy. We have the Ambazonia Restoration Forces who will man the streets and the roads of Ambazonia to make sure that this day, this lockdown is fully enforced all over the territory. There shall be no schools, there shall be no markets, there shall be no shops open, no taxis, no Okada, nothing. The only thing that we expect to see, any activity that may take place may be emergency medical activities, nurses, doctors being able to do what they do. This is the only they will be the only establishment that is allowed to operate during the 5-day lockdown. So please take note of this. This lockdown will be enforced to the letter. That is why we have called it a no mercy lockdown. A no mercy lockdown. And I will be putting out some audios between today, tomorrow, and the weekend about the lockdown. Please ignore every other announcement coming to any other person that does not announce a 5-day lockdown. 5 days lockdown. Ignore such announcement, please. All right. I hope you got that, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you got that. Now we're going to something very important here. Something very, very important. And still about what Samuel Ikome Sako is doing out there. Talking about frivolous lawsuits. You heard me last week when I came here and announced the decision taken by the Ambazonia Restoration Council, asking Ambazonians to feel free to be at liberty, suing Samuel Ikome Sako to any court in America until he is able to sit under accountability and explain to Ambazonians what he did with the funds put in his hands by you. Now, you will recall that Samuel Ikome Sako, ladies and gentlemen, up to today, has refused to go for an audit. And that is the leader who wanted and that is the person who wanted to remain your leader until we get to Buea. You think that if we ever got to Buea, ladies and gentlemen, you think that Samuel Ikome Sako will leave power? If he can't even succumb to an audit of hundreds of thousands, even millions, millions of thousands of dollars put into his hands, if he cannot succumb to an audit. And when an audit is called for, he says, he is not willing to sit under one, and he is not willing to relinquish power. Is it what we are fighting for? Another dictatorship as in Yaoundé? Of course not. Absolutely not. Now, after refusing to step down and having to be impeached and removed, Samuel Ikome Sako tried to confiscate the treasury, what we call Ambazonia Foundation, essentially, and there is one other one out there, Southern Cameroon something. Now, these foundations manage the funds that run this Ambazonia struggle. Samuel Ikome Sako attempted running away with it. He went, put together, reconstituted the board of directors. And then when he reconstituted the board of directors, he took out illegally, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me, illegally. He illegally took out the original signatories of the board, including the national treasurer, Richard Tangu, including Frida Ashu and Comrade Blaise. Now, these are the people with the signatures to Ambazonia Foundation's account. Sako reconstituted the board without the presence of these important personalities with their signatures on the account. Now listen to me, that's why it gets better. They sturdily sat behind, reconstituted the board, ignoring the presence of these signatories, and then quietly went to the bank, took off their names from the bank accounts, and went to the State Department. You know you can do that thing on the website. Went on the website of the State Department, took out also their names, inserted a fraudulent document from a fraudulent meeting, and now consulted with a lawyer, I guess, and the lawyer sent out some inconsequential paperwork to the trio, telling them to immediately, within 7 working days, surrender the Ambazonia's account, Ambazonia Foundation's account, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let me hold on here, please. All right. Okay, let me see. So, ladies and gentlemen, he now sought the services of the lawyers, and they sent out some frivolous complaints injunction to the trio of Richard Tangu, Frida Ashu, and Blaze, telling them to, within 7 business days, surrender, return the accounts back to him. And the Restoration Council responded last week by saying, this is empty, this is inconsequential. And the Restoration Council is now preparing to counter-sue Samuel Ekome Sako. But they are not only counter-suing, they are also asking every Ambazonian out there who has put money into the hands of Samuel Sako to feel free to take him to court. Now, this is the illegality in what Samuel Ekome Sako did. The American law says for you to change the members of the board of directors, a board meeting must take place. A board meeting must take place. Of course, he called for a board meeting. But then, who was there at the board meeting? Who was present at that board meeting? Can you imagine the people with the signatures on the bank accounts were not there? They were taken out in absentia, ladies and gentlemen. In Samuel Sako thinks he's got a case. If it were not so, the banks would not have returned their signatures on the account. This is what is on the balance. I am joined, ladies and gentlemen, by the director of the Judiciary Council and the assistant who are going to look into the frivolous of this case. I'm talking about Barrister Inde, who is joining me from London. Barrister, good to see you, sir.
Yes, Secretary, please. Good evening. Good to see you. I am excited. I am honored to be able to share my opinion with all humility with our people, especially with our people in the diaspora. And I want to say,
all right. Please stay put in there. We are also being joined by your under secretary, or is it under director of the Judiciary Council? I'm talking about Comrade Oliver.
the deputy chair of the
is joining us from the great state of Maryland. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, secretaries and Barrister. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Right. All right. Good to have the both of you here. Now, I have just given a little brief about what that case is all about. Let me start from Barrister Inde. Barrister Inde, you read the response from the Restoration Council, and of course, you also read, I believe, the letters from Samuel Ekome Sako asking the trio of Richard, Frida, and Blaze to hands off to hands off Ambazonia Foundation's account. Let me have your take, your feeling, what you make of it when you first read that letter.
Yes, thank you, Secretary Chris. I will not directly go into that. I want to say this, Baristande, I'm the former chairperson for Southern Cameroons, Belgium. I am also a member lawyer of the Benchmarking Association. I'm a former member of the Process Association, and I have served as the chairperson for the Judicial Council under the government of Nsako, and presently I have accepted the responsibility to begin to serve under the recalibration cabinet by the new leadership of President Marianta. And I want to say that the recalibration action that we collectively, all of us, initiated against the ease that we discovered under the Sako government is what has brought us to this stage, this situation. I want to tell our people that taking a case to court, initiating a case to court, does not ipso facto mean that you are going to come out successful in that process. When you take a case to court, be expected that the other side will also be heard under the principle of Odi Alteram Party. So they have taken the case to court, and the other party as well will be given the opportunity, the chance to be heard and fairly. That is the process that will take place. But it is unfortunate that this is not what we envisaged. This is not what we were expecting to happen at this stage of this revolution, because these are such sensitive issues, deep in consequences. And I want to say that, well, it is unfortunate that Sako and Cole have decided to take us down this lane. The named persons in those summons presented, of course, they will have the right to mount a defense to that. And when the time comes, please, shall put in a robust
Barrister,
strong defense to that.
Barrister, please, I will ask you to see you can adjust your microphone. It is breaking a lot and the sound quality is really bad. If you can log out and log back in to see we can have a better sound quality, that would be great. In the meantime, let me get to Director Oliver here. If this lawsuit is not about maintaining some relevance, does it even make sense, comrade?
Well, I think anybody can wake up one day and make a frivolous claim, and thank God we are in a common law system and not in a civil law system like the one that obtains in France and the Republic, where someone who files a case against you is presumed to be already at advantage or won until when you defend yourself. In the common law system, you present a case, you still have to bring the merits of the case. and defend it, whereas the respondent will do the same thing. Um, I think with regards to Sako, one thing that I want to uh, notice here is that Sako is very cunning and very uncanny, in that he does not put his name in any of these frivolous claims or any documents that could directly kind of implicate him. And he's using third parties or his stooges to post or represent him and do these acts of mischief. And on not just mischief, but very unpatriotic, and which could lead them to prosecution and persecution. So those people who are perpetrating these acts ought to be put on notice that uh, this is uh, this is probably going to hurt them as much as it could hurt Sako, and if not hurt them more than it would hurt Sako. I call it the Sako saga. That is how I call this in Brooklyn. It's the Sako saga. And we are the Judicial Council, and by extension, this interim government of Ms. Aya Marietta with the recalibration are putting Sako and his cabal or his stooges on notice that we are, if they do not cease and desist from these frivolous acts and claims, that they are laying falsehood, and then they might be facing you know, the, 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 the iron rod of justice. And if it is in their interest, especially to stop it right away before it becomes very bad, because we have all the grounds, the merits that go against him, and it is not in our interest to embark anything against him if he stop all what he's doing right now. Because with litigation, you know that each time that you litigate, there are three things involved. It costs money, it costs time, and it costs energy. And this is the money, the time, and the energy that we're supposed to be employing and deploying on ground zero to prosecute this war and get to Boya as soon as possible. So if he is doing all these things with his stooges, and therefore it shows how unpatriotic he is. He does not care about ground zero. He does not care about going to Boya, where he collected money, my trip to Boya, and what have you. And we didn't know what he did with the money. And now he is just working against everything else. So this is what I think is very, very cunning, uncanny, unpatriotic, and criminal to an extent. So I will leave it at that, but I will be coming back to give the rest of the points. I hope Barrister comes to
All right,
chime in with
absolutely.
it.
Let's get to Barrister Nde. I want to believe the audio is better. Barrister Nde, again, I repeat the same question to you or comment to you. If this is not about trying to maintain some relevance, I don't know what it is. I mean, the fact that Sako would even be thinking about a lawsuit, and he thinks that only the board of the Ambazonia Foundation, if there's a lawsuit, will be involved in this. Isn't it? He doesn't see himself in the middle of it.
My microphone is in order. Can you hear me?
I
Before
can hear you.
proceed?
Just be a little louder, please.
Okay. Well, I wanted to say that it's unfortunate because all what Sako is trying to do now is just a distraction. He wants to carry the people away from the object that is at hand, the fact that he has been impeached and removed. So all of these maneuvers to try to present himself as being relevant. And of course, there is a plethora of evidence out there against him, linking him directly to all the ills that have been committed over time. He knows that. So How on earth would somebody imagine that you will be bringing a lawsuit against comrades, against our people? Well, we are taking judicial notice that this is the path that Sako and Co have chosen, and we are going to follow this, and we hope the consequences, nobody will have to blame us for the consequences because we did not choose this path. It has been brought to us, same as the war we're trying to fight now has been brought to us. This should be very clear to our people. Our people should bear with us that we never had in mind that we could go down this lane. It has been brought to us. And of course, the persons who have been named in those summons, they will have to put up a strong defense against it. I will end at that. I will not want to give more information here because these are not the issues that we expected them to be put in the public place. These are issues that we deal with under the table, not in the public place. We are just, it is just unfortunate, and we are sorry that we have to get here.
Now,
I will come back.
let me ask both of you this question before I bring in, and I will let you guys just stay in wait. I bring in the other guests. Now, who owns Ambazonia Foundation? You are our legal team here at the interim government. Who owns Ambazonia Foundation? Is it some individuals? Any of you?
Yeah, Secretary Chris, the Amazonian Foundation is one of the institutions that we have been used, that was put in place in order to ease the prosecution of this revolution. So it belongs to the people.
All right.
That's right. Just to add to what Rastanda is saying, the when you are in nation building, the most important part of it is building strong institutions. Because people come and go, but institutions remain. And it is those institutions that are able to give guidelines and put a fence around no outrages. And by that I mean by people that want to abuse power. So the foundation is just one of those institutions that was set up by Ambazonia. It belongs to the people. So if you are somewhere, Sako was the president and was now a kind of an honorary overseer. Once he was impeached and removed, he lost his powers and the authority as the president of the Federal Republic of Amazonia, and everything that he had went with it. So he has no local standard. In other words, he has no standing, no merit. He has no feet, no ground to stand on and continue to do what he's doing and laying claims, false claims to any of the institutions of Amazonia.
No, I ask that question not because I don't know the answer, but I ask that question because the Restoration Council, essentially, we can say the Restoration Council owns or oversees every other institution that is in this interim government, just as Barasande has said. And if anybody should be speaking on behalf of Ambazonia Foundation, it should be, or claiming ownership of Ambazonia Foundation, supervisory rights over Ambazonia Foundation, it should be the Restoration Council, isn't it?
Yes, Secretary Chris, if you read the terms and references of the functioning of the Restoration Council, there will be no doubt that it is an overseeing institution of all operations within the Amazonian interim government. So it goes without saying that the restoration campus have that authority, they have that legal authority to oversee the functioning of all the other institutions, including the executive branch of the government. This is contained in those terms and references which I want to invite each and every one of us to consult that document, read it, and you will understand exactly where we are. And I want to add that you see, in every case, we have what we call the good side of the case and the bad side of it. And the good side of the case is always the one that follows the law, and then the bad side will be the one that will be trying, because it is in a disadvantaged situation, and will want to twist the law to suit that particular situation. This is what is happening. We are surprised to see people. Uh, you, you, you see Sako, who has been impeached and removed right from the beginning, and after that, he's tried to carry out some action in chain, continuous action, and all those actions automatically are illegal, and when based from the beginning of his legal situation, the impeachment and the removal from office. So right now, he can go on multiplying those actions, carrying them on. But since he's taken the steps to bring this to the public place and to have the situation clarified, that is what is going to happen. So we hope it is even a blessing that that he has chosen to go down this path to come back. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I would like you guys to just stay put and let me move to this other subject. In the few minutes, I will bring back all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am talking about the return of fire power on ground zero. I believe all of you have seen what is going on out there on ground zero, and you don't need to be told. You don't need to be told that as per this moment, it is no longer the same. Things are no longer the same. They are no longer as dead as many of us or many of you out there thought things were dead. We're seeing action coming up from Jakiri, from Boyo, from the BLM, from Manfe, from Kumba. We are seeing what the restoration forces are doing in these areas. I'd like you to stay put and look at some of these images. Now, look at this one. Look at this one here. I understand this is somewhere in the Fako. I don't want to mention the place, but this is somewhere in Fako, ladies and gentlemen. If La République du Cameroon thought that the war was over, the war was getting over, they should be very, very worried seeing images of this re-emerging from Ambazonia. And again, that is happening in Fako, ladies and gentlemen. We also have these other images coming. This is, I understand, this is in the Kumba Manfi Road. Our boys taking control of Kumba Manfi Road, as you can see there. Ladies and gentlemen, restoration forces taking control of Kumba Manfi Road. And you would think that there is a BIRO of the of La République du Cameroon. No, that is Ambazonia Restoration Fighter, ladies and gentlemen. I like this shape. I like the fatigue on him there. That looks quite professional. I love that. Our boys are graduating from Changshu to military fatigue. That is awesome. Now, again, that is taking place in the Kumba, along the Kumba Manfe Road. The same thing with this one that you find here, still taking control. Ambazonia Restoration Forces taking over Ground Zero. Ground Zero, and I believe a lot of people, Cameroon forces watching this will be wondering what is going on. They thought it was over. They thought it was over, but apparently it is not getting over. Now, again, that is Kumba Manfi Road, ladies and gentlemen. Kumba Manfi Road. Now, we also had an event over the weekend in the Jakiri. Jakiri, as you can see the images right there on your screen. You can find the images there on your screen. That was again Jakiri. Jakiri, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the damage inflicted on French Cameroon soldiers. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Again, that was in Jakiri. I understand that these boys were ambushed. These French Cameroon scouts were ambushed while drinking in a drinking spot somewhere in the town of Jakiri. In the town of Jakiri. I'd like you to listen to what they are saying. They're actually speaking in French there, but it's good to hear it. Listen to that.
Ouais, ok. Seigneur Jésus. Vraiment. Ça, c'est quelle histoire? Ça, c'est quelle histoire?
I'm telling you, they are not happy. Again, this is happening in Jakiri, ladies and gentlemen. And that is the work of Ambazonia Restoration Fighters. Ambazonia Restoration Fighters, that was happening in Jakiri. Now, we'll go to Boyo, ladies and gentlemen. Something happening in Boyo too. I'd like you to see, take a look at what happened in Boyo. Take a look at what happened in Boyo there. That is Boyo, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you can see that, you can see that, and you can feel that. That is a resurgent Ambazonia Restoration Force taking the battle back to La République du Cameroon. Now, let's also get to Le BLM, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at what happened precisely in Alo. In Alo, in the BLM. Take a look at that. Look at that. The group of French Cameroon soldiers taking a walk. I think that is precisely in Dungatet Alo Road. In Dungatet from Fortabang going up to Alo. Look at that. Look at that. Let me take that back so you can actually feel the sound of that explosion. It looks like, it sounded like music in my ears. Okay, let's see if we can get the sound. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring you a close shot here. Bring you a close shot of that. Look at that. Look at the close-up shot here. Look at that. Look at that.
Special force.
Look at a close-up shot. Look at, they're standing there. They are gone. They are dead. Yes. Again, that was the BLM and gentlemen. That was the BLM, and those are Ambazonia Restoration Forces. The images coming out from the attacks in the BLM and Boyo, they are not good for television. I cannot even put them here. They are gross. They are gross. I can't put them here, and I believe most of you have seen that already on the social media. Now, for those who sit there and saying that, oh, the firepower is gone, ladies and gentlemen, I am not talking about firepower because of these few clips I have brought to you here. I am telling you, firepower is back, because in the days ahead, you are going to see more, even more of what you've just seen in your screen here right now. The days ahead are pregnant. They are pregnant for action. And that is why, for as long as this lockdown is concerned, we are warning everybody on ground zero. Please, you do not want to go out there between Monday the 16th through Friday the 20th and be hurt by a stray bullet. Please find your place, stay home, go nowhere within those days. Stay home within those days. Now, as I said here last time, Samuel Sarko is beginning to act like the ADF. The idea of going out there and claiming every action that takes place on ground zero. They want you to know that all these actions were carried out, ladies and gentlemen, by them. No, absolutely not. In fact, Amber Soldiers, Restoration Forces are now turning their backs on him, because they realize he has become so divisive. If you have listened to the audio messages coming from Ngo Ketunjia against other forces, they hold the line place. They are the proxy that Samuel Ekome Sarko is using out there to attack other restoration forces. The moment any restoration group on the ground says, Mr. Sarko, your time is over. You are no longer the president. Iya Marieta is the president. Sarko gets this proxy in Ngo Ketunjia, and only in Ngo Ketunjia, to go after other forces in audio messages, and you have seen that. And so, when this event took place, ladies and gentlemen, when this attack took place in Boyo, Samuel Ekome Sarko was quick to come out and say, these are done. I paid for this. He comes out and says, he paid for this. But let me tell you that Samuel Ekome Sarko did not pay for this. He has no idea who did this. The restoration forces who carried out this wonderful ambush or IED detonation up there in the Boyo County, ladies and gentlemen. I am now being joined by the man who knows exactly what happened in Boyo, one of our generals there, our general in Boyo. I'm not going to call his name, but he is joining me all the way from Boyo. Hello, sir. Hello.
Good evening. Yeah, good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, sir. Good to hear your voice, sir. Tell me, how are you doing today?
I'm fine. We are fine.
Wonderful.
We are doing good.
Okay. Now, I don't know whether you are watching television or just focus on me on the audio. Are you watching television?
I'm not watching television. I'm just focused on you you on the audio.
Okay, wonderful. Tell me, we are talking about this attack that your team carried out a few days ago in Boyo. Precisely, what town was this in Boyo?
It was in Bello precisely at Baingo.
Okay, this was in Bello.
Yeah, Bello.
Okay, and when was this?
It was on Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
Tuesday.
On Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah, it was
Now we have
about
seen. Yes.
it was at about 10 o'clock, 10 a.m.
In the 10 a.m. Okay. Now, the French Cameroon soldiers, they were on foot or what? Because I don't seem to see any of their trucks around there.
Pardon?
The French Cameroon soldiers were on foot or what? Because we don't seem to see any of their trucks around.
They came in, they were in 7 vehicles, 7 ammo cars. So when they arrived, our scene, they came and stood, the road was blocked. So we planted our weapon.
Oh, so you guys had blocked the road, and when they got there, they stepped down
They were
to
moving
remove
on
the
foot.
block.
They came and they stepped down. They were trying to remove the blockage. So we strike the explosive. It got them killed.
Now, we've seen some.
Died at the spot.
I'm sorry?
Leaving so many of them dead. And I'm sure you people have even seen the video.
We have seen the video. I have the video right here on television. We also have some images coming from there. However, the images, some are coming from the BLM, some are coming from Boyo. They are mixed up. Yes, but listen, you guys did an amazing job, and I am really, really thrilled because this is the first time I believe we are seeing something like this, action like this coming from Boyo. How prepared is your team to keep on doing this?
We are very, very prepared. It's just that at times we have a lot of challenges that we face, a lot of financial difficulties to prepare ourselves, even with our boys, so that they should be ready at any moment. Is the enemy.
Okay. How is Boyo preparing for lockdown?
We are very ready and we are prepared. We are seriously preparing for it because we have made up our mind to fight, and we are ready to fight the Republic, send them out of our territory. Here in Boyo, especially, we are really prepared for them. We have been silent all this while because to fight the enemy, you need to prepare very well. So we are preparing for them, and we are ready.
Wonderful. Now, now there have been some contention out there as to who sponsored this ambush, this attack you guys carry out. We understand that Samuel Ekomesako is out saying that he sponsored you people to carry out this particular attack on La République du Cameroon soldiers. Is that the case? Is that the case?
Lies telling. We have not been speaking with Samuel Ekome. We've never been speaking.
Okay, and have you?
Lies. He hasn't sponsored us.
How old is your team?
Since the beginning of the struggle, we have been there.
Oh, but so how come we never heard about, we never saw any action from you guys?
Yeah, but we have been there. It's just that we have always been standing on our own. We started the struggle with somebody, with Chris Bongam.
Yes.
So we are, yeah, we were working with Chris Pongam. So at a certain moment, because of so that if we want to depend on a certain side, we will begin to fight ourselves. So we decided to stand on our own, just to be fighting. See, so that one day, if we expose ourselves, they will know that we exist. So that's what we are trying to do now.
Has
Get in touch with you people.
has the interim government, I'm referring to either Iya Marianta or Reverend Asong, has any of them reached out to your team?
As of now, I cannot say any of them have reached up. It's just this. I haven't even forgotten her name. The lady has just connected me to
Oh, okay. Yes, that is the Boyo.
begin to communicate and linking up with us.
Yes, yes. Good, good, good. I know the lady you are referring to. That is Boyo County Chair. Apparently,
Yeah.
she's working with you on behalf of Iya Marianta and Reverend Asong, who is in charge of defense here at the interim government. Great to hear that. So,
Yeah, yeah.
now, lockdown is coming up Monday, the 16th through the 20th. You guys are aware of that, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you ready for that?
Ready for it. Yeah, we are ready for it, and we are prepared for it.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for the work you guys are doing out there and the sacrifice you guys are putting out there, putting your lives on the line. We hope that the war gets over soon and some of you can go back to your normal activities or become Ambazonia's regular army. You guys remain safe and protected out there, okay?
Thank you very much, Secretary. Please.
Before you go, is there anything you would like to tell the people of Boyo County, particularly Bello?
I don't really have much to say. All I need I want to say is that we are there and we will be there. We need a lot of support from the people of Bello out there. We need a lot of support so that they should know that we are fighting for them. They shouldn't stay quiet the way they are staying. They need to support us. We need support so that we should have better products. We are not really strong financially, but as of now, we need their support. We need their support. That is exactly what we are out for now. We need their support. We want to prove to them that we are there. We are
Okay. Now,
started until the end of the struggle.
there is also supposed to be this falls, British Southern Cameroon Falls in the Boyo. Are you by any means connected, or you are just on your own?
We are not connected with that British Southern Cameroon. Please see what the RK is doing. He is in the bush, far in the bush. We are out there struggling, but he stays silent in the bush. Although we don't fight with propaganda, we know true fighters on the field, in the battlefield. We are not propagandas. We are not out for propaganda. We are out to fight to liberate our people from slavery and bondage. So the struggle is not for propaganda or whatsoever. That is, I don't even know that we are not used to that group, British Southern Cameroon or whatsoever. We are not there. We are standing on our own. So we don't know anything like that. We are not connected to that British Southern Cameroon.
All right.
Whatsoever.
Thank you for joining me. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was our commander, our general, talking to me all the way from ground zero in Bello. Bello, ladies and gentlemen. And again, the images you that was a BLM. I believe that is a human being. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that. I believe that is a human being being ejected. Look at that, dropping the human being. That was incredible. That was incredible. Look at that. Is that a head dropping down or what? I can't believe that, ladies and gentlemen. Again, that was in the BLM, particularly the exploits of the Red Dragons in Alo. I am joined by, ladies and gentlemen, Bishop John and the one and only Reverend Asson, these are boys doing exploits out there in Amazon. I see Reverend Asson is not with me. Reverend Asson, you look frozen. If you are there, oh, what are all of them? They're not here. They're all frozen here. Please join the broadcast. Bishop John, join the broadcast, and Reverend Nasson, join the broadcast. And while you do, let me go back to Barrister and Comrade Oliver Assange. I like your take on what you see happening on ground zero. New action, ladies and gentlemen, taking place on ground zero. What is your take on that?
Yes, Secretary Chris, it is simply stunning, fascinating stuff that we are just witnessing. We want to say that when you take a look at what is happening now on the ground, you give the recalibration movement the right, you give them the reason for the action that they took to recalibrate this revolution as a whole. You can see the short space of time that we've had, and barely some contributions that came in. And look at what the new leadership under President Marianta, look at what they're doing. The ground has now become hot again. Just with some little contribution. We've not yet organized any major donations like the jazz and so on. But look at what is going on the ground. I think we have the right to say no. We need to somebody like Sako should be quiet and just watch what is going on now than trying to go out there and be claiming what is happening. The Sako has to understand that he now belongs to the past. It is over for him. Marianta is doing a great job. Of course, with our able Secretary Azon, she is doing a marvelous job. Just within this short frame of time. Wonderful. We are on the right path and we hope it continues this way.
Yeah. With can I add a little bit there, Secretary?
Come in, please. Yes, go on.
Yeah, I thank you very much, Pastor. It's women are the foundation of humanity and the foundation of the family. You see, we have tried two men, and they did their own best, but didn't go as far. Now we have President Aya Marietta there, and a no-nonsense Defense Secretary, Reverend Assom. With these two ladies, I want to my head on fixes as I speak, because these are no-nonsense people, and they are proving themselves just now. Within the next less than 2 months of taking power and showing this, because this is just the tip of the iceberg, and they will take us to Boya sooner than later. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. And again, if anybody think we've started, this is barely the beginning, and what lies ahead is even going to be greater than this. And this lockdown is going to be a test of what is still to come. Reverend Asong is frozen on my screen. I'm trying to see that she gets logged back in. I hope she does. And the same thing with Bishop John. They appear to be having some network
Chris, I
issues.
think they should log in. They should log in with Chrome. Chrome. If you're using
Yes,
Apple computer, you should use Chrome to log in to Firefox. Because if
yes,
you log in with Paris, it will not work. It will be frozen. I think that's the
yes, they
experience
are
I had.
doing that. They are doing that. In the meantime, it's been a long way to this, to where we find ourselves today, Barrister Inde, from impeachment to revival to having to recalibrate the entire interim government through a period of stagnation to now the beginning of action. I think we should give some kudos to the calibration team for taking us back to where we are today. I am back with Reverend Asong, and Reverend Asong, it's good to see you, ma'am. Again, you have seen the images out there coming from Boyo, from Lebialem, and Kumba. Something new is going on ground zero, and that is what is called firepower. How did we get there? It appears you are muted on your end. Oh, hold on, hold on. You are not muted. You are not muted, please. Hold on there. Let's see. I think it is from here. Go on, please. You are okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Secretary Chris, for having me on this platform. Greetings to all Amazonians. God bless you wherever you are. The game is changing in the days ahead. I think this is just the beginning of what is ahead of us in subsequent days. The boys were tired and frustrated of diasporas and their politics, and we have reached out to them to encourage them as mothers, to give them assurance and confidence that we feel their pains and we want them to come out of the bushes. And our operation is clean the house and make sure that anything that will public is being brought down. We have told them that there is no more time for fooling around. The time of romancing with your enemies is over. This is time for real business so that they too can come out of the forest and stay with their wives and their children and enjoy life like God created them to enjoy life. That's exactly why you see what is happening in all the counties. And in the days ahead, all over the 13 counties and the 61 LGAs, you will be hearing and seeing the same thing. We don't care if some people try to steal our effort. All we want is to change the game on the ground. For those that have eyes will see, those that have ears will see. We don't just talk, but we act. And I can assure Amazonians who will try to be stubborn that I don't have any mercy for anybody that is trying to stop me from having my independence. I must have this independence by fire, by force. So anybody trying to distract or derail this revolution, we should be ready to face the consequences in the days ahead. And I want to assure Amazonians that the lockdown from Monday, the 16th to the 20th, is going to go along with fasting and prayers. And we mean fasting and prayers because the Bible says if God is with you, no man can be against you. This revolution is ordained by God, and no matter how many fake pastors come around to try to derail this revolution, we will make them to understand that when God says yes, no man can say no. It can only delay, but it can never be stopped. You can see the preparation we have in Fako. We have the same preparation in all the 13 counties. We are not joking, we mean real business. ANSC, congratulations for your efforts. DSS, congratulations for all your efforts. And we want to congratulate all our fighters on the ground. I caught you all cafe and I said 21 gun salute for all the efforts and the commitment and your devotiousness to make sure we free homeland. That is the spirit. We have reached out to all the fighters that gave up this revolution because of one way or the other. And all of them are very anxious and ready to come back on board. I want to plead with all Amazonians. All we need is your financial support. You heard from the general himself. Another attack took place in Kimbi. I think that village in Boyo is called Kimbi. There was another attack that happened, I think, last night. We are not going to relent and we are going to cross over. We are sick and tired of doing defense. It's time for offensive attack. And since the international community are romancing with La Republique, while La Republique continues to kill our brothers and sisters and our children, that maybe God sent them into this world to become ministers, La Republique has cut their life short. We are not going to tolerate that anymore. We've had enough of it, and it's time for payback. Operation Clean the House is what we are going to do. A word to a wise is sufficient. I cannot emphasize enough. I hear some people are out there sharing audios that I said they should make sure they bring anything colonial in La Republique, in Fako. I mean what I said. I'm not chewing my words. We are going to bring down anything that looks like La Republique in Amazonia. And we're going to cross over to your territory if you don't stop crossing over to our territory to invade our land and inflict pains on our families. We are going to give you a little bit of the pains you are giving to our people. You will feel the same pains in your territory in the days ahead. We can assure you that that is going to happen pretty soon. We mean business and we mean it as we say it. Thank you, Secretary Chris. The firepower is going to continue even after the lockdown. 5 days lockdown in Amazonia, 5 days prayer and fasting is going to be possess your possession. We are going to take our land that was covenanted with God, with our forefather. And the invader came and invaded the land. We are going to chase them out, whether they like it or not. We're going to use the sword of God to chase you all out, and we will inflict the pains you have inflicted on us for 5 years. Women are having babies in the bushes because of invaders. Women are having babies in the bushes because of blacklegs and infiltrators. We're not going to take it anymore. If you don't like it, you can relocate. But the days ahead are not guaranteed. I can assure you that. Anybody that will violate this ghost town, we will pick you even after the ghost town. We don't care. So you are warned before time. Thank you very much, Secretary Chris,
Now,
and God bless you.
Now, you talk about the ANSC, and there is another audio out there, put out there by Sako, talking about the ANSC. How many ANSC do we have?
Well, thank you, Secretary Chris. You know, Sako mission in this revolution was to frustrate Amazonians and derail Amazonians. But God has exposed Sako since the day I started shouting that Sako is a criminal. The people did not believe until they saw it for themselves, and they are still seeing it. Sako has infiltrated the ANSC that the people voted to represent them and has divided them into two. You have the recalculation ANSC that knows the truth and the belief in the institutions. And you have those that believe in following individuals. The ones that believe in following individuals because of their personal gains and interests, those are the ones that Sako is talking about. The ones that believe in the institutions are the ones that we are working with. And it is called ANSC recalculation. That's the one I'm talking about. The one of Sako is those scammers that have decided to sell their soul to the devil because of their personal gains and interests. And we are not going to contend with them on that because God is really contending with them. And that's why you can see their frustration and they are coming out to try to take what we have done. We're not going to fight them on that, but we allow God to fight them so they can continue to be confused. So that's the ANSC Sako is talking about. Sako is irrelevant, Sako is history. As far as I'm concerned, Sako is history. Thank you.
I have received quite a number of messages from Ground Zero talking about confusion about the dates for the national lockdown. I know we have announced Monday the 16th through the 20th, and Sako is announcing or usurping himself with the 19th and the 20th. What do you make of these conflicting messages? What would you want Ground Zero as the Defense Secretary of Ambazonia to know?
Yes, I would like to inform Ambazonians that we should not be confused if we believe in institutions. The Restoration Council made it very clear that Sako Ikome was impeached and removed from powers. And I believe the reason why a lot of you stood up against La Republique was because Paul Biya did not keep to his own part of the story. The story of that we will work as partners, Paul Biya violated. The same story Restoration Council told Sako Ikome, that you are the acting president, and after a while, he was elevated to the president. And Sako was made known that after 2 years, an election will be conducted. His 2 years mandate expired in November. And the fact that Sako refused elections, that is enough for Ambazonians to know that Sako is just a power monger. Sako does not mean well for this revolution. Sako is all about his business. Anybody in Ground Zero claiming that they are confused, that is an individual who has always been confused in life. Because if you are a reasonable Ambazonian, you know the truth, you see the truth, you know we are fighting to build an Ambazonia of a strong institution, not strong man. You will not come out to say that you are confused. I want to assure all of you that the lockdown begins on Monday, the 16th. From the 16th to the 20th, which is a Friday. If you violate, Sako will not come from America to save you. Because I, Reverend Asson, will make sure you are taken care of according to the law of the land of violation. We don't have time for people to try to fool around while boys are being killed on a daily basis. If you like your life, respect the institutions and don't tell us stories about confusion. The lockdown begins on the 16th of May, which is a Monday, and it ends on Friday, the 20th at 6 p.m. Amber time, so that our Muslim brothers and sisters can go to the mosque and pray to God so that we can have justice and peace in Ambazonia. We need this revolution to come to an end as soon as possible, so we can all come one day in Ground Zero and celebrate with our brothers and sisters that have stayed in the forest for 5 years under the rain, mosquitoes, and all the wild animals. So those that stay at home and trying to make excuses that they are confused of the days, that is just no story. Because if we catch you because you are trying to tell us that Sako said that, we are not going to tolerate that. Lockdown is on the 16th, Monday the 16th to the 20th. I cannot repeat myself enough. For those that know me know I don't play. When I say things, it happens. So if you like yourself, I will advise you to respect the law of the land. It is written in the book of Romans. For those that refuse to respect the law of the land are punishable according to the law. We don't have time for politics. We want real business, and we want this revolution to come to an end as fast as possible. The only way we can make this revolution to come to an end is for the ARF to do their job aggressively, clean out anything La Republique in Ambazonia, and cross over to their territory and give them a little bit of what they have given us for 5 years. We don't have time for that. We're not going to beg them anymore. We're going to make sure they understand that we will no longer do defensive. We are going to do offensive this time. Enough of this politics, enough of drama, and enough of delay tactics. It's time for action, and action is now. And we are going to do just that. For those that were sleeping for all these years, and just of a sudden they are waking up from their slumber and they want to claim victory for what we are doing, we don't have time for them. Leave them and their conscience, but we're going to focus and do what we do best. Thank you very much, Secretary Chris.
All right, all right. Now, the next thing that I would ask, which I guess everybody else want to know, is the preparedness of the restoration forces towards this national lockdown beginning Monday the 16th. How prepared are they?
Well, Secretary Chris, we are at war and we are fighting guerrilla warfare. I can tell you that the momentum is very high. They are very prepared. People might think that because they don't have this, this is not there, they are not going to know. The Bible says where there is a will, there is a way. Because they have the will to make sure we have this independence, God is already making a way for them. God is going to make the impossibility possible. The things that people think they cannot do, they are going to start doing it. Because we have the authority from heaven above, and it's going to manifest in the physical. The Republic can send all the armor cars and the jeep in Amazonia. We are going to use what we know best to bring it down to nothing, including their properties. We're going to bring it down. I want to call on all Amazonians that are out there. I'm sending a strong warning to all of you. You might think that you are safe living in Amazonia or you are safe living in La Republic. The days ahead are not guaranteed even in La Republic. I will assure you that the best thing you can do is to help to facilitate this revolution. If you have a neighbor around you who is a Francophone and is smiling with you, do not trust them, because they are the one leaking information and they are coming to kill our brothers and sisters in Amazonia. The best thing you can do is to do self-defense and facilitate this revolution. For those that are good in criticizing in everything that we do, we don't have time for all of you, but we can assure you, you are criticizing because the rain has not fallen in your door. The day we get to your yard, you will understand what others are feeling. So whoever is trying to set confusion on ground zero, we are ready for you. We will pick you one after the other. We don't have time to fool around. The days of romancing and talking is over. You can see what happened in Meme. You see what happened in Mebialem. You see what happened in Boyo. You see what happened in Nezam and Momo. It's going to continue even after the lockdown. We're going to match fire until La Republic is ready to come to the dialogue table. We are not going to surrender anytime soon. Some people think we are going to give up, think twice, because we are going to change the game on the ground. We are getting there slowly but surely. Get yourself prepared, commit your life to God. Whatever you have done to kill your neighbor, if you were the one that facilitated for the death of these fighters, it's time for you to reconcile with God. Ask God for forgiveness and stay away from being a distractor or a hindrance to this revolution. If you are one of those that are working with La Republic to delay this revolution or be a hindrance to this revolution or a distractor to this revolution, when we pick you, you will know what it means to be a distractor or a hindrance. Let me send a message to Monono Humphrey. I've been rightly informed that you came to the United States and you are going around in Europe doing investigation on all of us.
Who is that?
I am not afraid of all of you that have been dispatched.
Who is that?
Come out and investigate
Who
us.
is
Yes.
that?
Monono Humphrey.
Monono Humphrey?
Yes.
Okay.
So I learned that in all the 13 counties, they have dispatched investigators to come out to Europe and America to investigate Amazonians that are in this revolution. Alenda, you were here and you went back and you gave details about me. I don't have time for all of you, and I'm not afraid of all of you. I'm ready for anything that you guys bring it. Spiritually and physically, I'm ready for all of you. We are going to change the game in Fako. You guys listen to me and listen good. We are going to change the game in Fako. However we will do it, we are going to do it. We are going to change the game in Mesa. However we will do it, we are going to do it. All of you are busy fighting for your stomach. We are busy fighting for 8 million Amazonians. There is no way you are going to win us. God is going to put all of you to shame. Whatever you are doing now is just going to be temporal. Whatever we are doing now is permanent. So we will excel. No matter your games that you try to play, the audios you guys send out that I was sending, talking to somebody, is just a prize play, because that's just the beginning. It will happen. I can assure you people.
Talking
It
about
will happen.
talking about an audio, Sako put out an audio, essentially trying to let Ground Zero believe that it's punishment for the interim government to declare a 5 days lockdown. And I just said, I don't know whether you were listening to me. This is a man whom for 4 years, I don't remember a year ever going by without him declaring a 5 days or 2 weeks lockdown. And now he comes here and wants people to believe that because it is not him, 5-day lockdown is now a punishment. What is your take on that?
Well, I just believe that Sako is trying to be relevant because he knows he is irrelevant, and he wants to look for sympathizers from the Ambazonia people. He's trying to look for sympathy. And he thinks he's very good in using words to manipulate some weak-minded Amazonians. So when he comes out to make such a confusing statement, I don't know if he thinks or the Spirit of the Lord has really frustrated him that much that he doesn't even think before he says things. He doesn't reflect before he says things. So sometimes I just tell people that God is dealing with Sako the way he dealt with Saul in the Bible. You know, when God gave Saul to lead the people, and Saul thought that he has gained the momentum and the trust of the people, Saul started doing treacherous things. And when the people rose up against Saul, the mantle left Saul, and Saul was all over the place. That's exactly what is happening with Sako now. Sako is all over the place. He's busy making from one audio to the other, having meetings to meet, from meetings to meetings. When he was there, people needed him. He claimed he was very busy. But now that he has been removed, he is not busy. He's available now 24/7, having meetings of confusion. He has said confusion among the fighters in Gokutunja. I got that report 2 days ago.
Right.
But I just tried to calm down the fighters. I told them, calm down and give me the numbers of those that Sako is trying to frustrate them. I'm going to talk to them and talk some sense into their brains. And if they don't listen, whatever visit them, they will just accept it as fate. Because Sako is not going to protect you when God knows that others are standing for the truth and you are standing for your personal gains. When the enemies set you, the enemies will easily pick you because you're trying to defend your interests, not the interests of the people. That's just the simple truth about this whole revolution. Secretary Chris, if you see those fighters that are really falling carelessly, they are fighters that are trying to play double standard. And when you try to play double standard in a God-ordained revolution, that's the consequences you face. So I'm going to talk to those fighters in Gokutunja that Sako is deceiving with Frank Cheney, from what they told me. Frank Cheney, Emos, and Sako are really confusing those fighters. I'm going to reach out to them and talk to them. If they don't want to listen, if they want to record me and send out, I really don't care, because I still have to talk to them as a mother. If they listen, good. If they record and share out, it's okay, it's normal. But I'm still going to reach out to them and see if they can have a rethink of their behavior. Because right now, it's like they are trying to go after the ones that are working with us, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I have listened
So
to the audios they put out there after Field Marshal of Ambazonia came out with an endorsement of Iya Marianta's interim government and the All-Win Karga, including the surrogates out there in the social media. Did Sako for once think that these generals were going to back him, and if so, for what reason?
well, Sako thinks that he can use money to bribe fighters. But any wise fighter would think that for all these years you were not calling us. It's just simple. You never call us, you never talk to us, and just of a sudden, because you have been removed and impeached, you started calling us and sending us money. What is fishy? Any right thinking fighter would think like that and know that there is something which is not right about this man. And they will rethink and they will retreat. And I can assure you, Secretary Chris, that when the Lord starts talking to some of them who are still confused, Sako will be surprised. Though some of them might be playing games to get the money because according to them it's Ambazonia people money. So if he give it to us, we're going to take it and just do what he wants. But I want to tell them to desist from that because the Bible says choose who you want to believe. And when you choose who you want to believe, be honest to that person. Don't try to play double standard because when you try to play double standard, I might be good, but he might not be good. So he will set you up and you will be killed for no reason. So just choose who you want to work with and stay with that person without being an hindrance or a blockage to the other people. Let every Ambazonian choose who they want to serve and serve them diligently without being a hindrance to the other people. Please, I'm calling on all of you on ground zero. Do not fight your brothers and sisters because of diaspora confusion and politics. Stay focused and believe on loyalty, believe on the institutions of Ambazonia. That's the only way those of you in the forest will be recognized when you come out. If you believe in the politics in Ambazonia or those in diaspora, it means even after the independence, they will not recognize some of you because a lot of them will come with their degrees and certificates and they will want to claim that you who was fighting have no document, you have no education. So if you start trusting and believing those kind of people, they will suppress you even when you get to Ambazonia. But if you believe in the institution, that institution means every Ambazonia will be recognized. Every fighter that has sacrificed, including those that have died, they will be recognized. Their families will be recognized. Their children will be recognized because of the institution. But if you were following an individual, it means those fighters that have died, they will never recognize them. They might try now to pretend because they are trying to prove relevant to send money to fighters that died, their wives, their kids, to try to prove that they are relevant. Ask yourself if you are the wife of that fighter, where were they since my husband died? Why now? You should be asking those kind of questions. Why now? When you ask those kind of questions, then you will understand reasons why you don't have to be confused. Another thing I want to tell Amazonians that to praise is that I learned some people are saying that, oh, Reverend say they should clean the house, they should burn this, that. What happened with the vehicle that removed trashes in the city? Ambazonians, listen, we have to learn to do hygiene ourselves. We need to clean our environment. Clean your environment. Do self-cleaning, self-hygiene. Take care of your environment. Don't rely on somebody. Don't depend on somebody. Same thing with this self-defense. Don't rely on international people. They are not going to come now. They will take their time so we can kill ourselves more. So we have to be aggressive. We have to be aggressive so they know that we are serious by doing it our own way. When we do it aggressively our own way, they will start talking. So I will advise every Amazonia that behind your house, dig a big hole, very big hole, where you can dump your trash inside. Cover it with a plastic bag or plastic wrapper. Keep dumping your trash there. When it's full up, you will cover it and it will become manure. There's no reason for French Cameroon to be parading our territory. There is just no reason. No reason. Let's try to improvise. We are going to improvise how to survive this revolution until we get this independence. We must improvise. However, it will take us, we are going to sacrifice and improvise things that will make us comfortable and chase French Cameroon out. So anybody, clean your environment so you will not have cholera outbreak, you will not have malaria. No standing dirty water around your environment. Clean it yourself. We don't need French Cameroon coming to rob us. What they are doing is robbing us. So we need to chase them out. We see those cars, we will burn them out. So nobody should complain that we are sending those sanitation or whatever they call it out of our territory. We need them out. So you guys should do improvisation. Dig a hole behind your house, dump your trash there and cover it with plastic paper. Put a stick there so that mosquitoes or flies will not settle there and cause any outbreak. That way, when we are free, completely free from French Cameroon, we will cover it back and it will become manure. You plant things there, it will grow and you eat it and it's healthy. Nobody should give us that excuse, please. We need them all out of Amazonia. All of them. Their properties, all should be brought down. We don't have time. Everything French Cameroon down. That is the way to go. If you don't like it, relocate. You don't like it, relocate. These boys I feel for them. Staying in a bush for 5 years, under the rain, snakes, monkeys, tiger, whatever. They are not even sure of their life the next day. And you who is at home, you're complaining. Please, please, Amazonia, let's be honest to ourselves. Respect this ghost town. 5 days, I beg you in the name of God. 5 days lockdown, prayer and fasting. The theme is possess your possession. It's taken from the book of Numbers, chapter 33, verse 53. We are going to take back our land by force. We are not begging anybody. By force, we will take it. So just work with us. We'll get there. Thank you.
All right. Let's hope that Ground Zero has gotten the message and they are ready for lockdown beginning Monday, the 16th. But let me get back to Barrister and Oliver and let them give us. I was asking the question before Reverend Asung returned about how far that this interim government led by Iya Marietta has gone from taking over from the impeached, removed president to recalibrating within a space of virtually a dead Ground Zero to where we find ourselves today, seeing action returning on the ground and continuing in the days ahead. Should we not call this great progress? Barrister?
Yes, Secretary Chris, as I stated before, you saw the synergy, you saw the collaboration, you saw the new ideas that were put together during the recalibration. We are not surprised to see what we see now on the ground because this is what we have been decrying all along with the Sako government at the time because we were clearly, it was clearly, it could clearly be seen that it wasn't moving at all. This is not what we had envisaged. So those of us who stood up to say, no, this is not what it should be. See, they tempt us, gave us all those names and so on and so forth. But today, you can see what the recalibration has done. I mean, it's there for everybody to see, and it is only the tip of it. More is to come. So I think we can only do better from here.
Comrade Oliver, what is your take, sir?
Yeah, thanks, Secretaries. Like I said before, President Iya Marietta He's the Iron Lady, and the Defense Secretary, Reverend Song, is a no-nonsense lady. He's giving it all today. And when energy meets synergy, it becomes unstoppable. And that's what is coming. That's what this is just the beginning. And we're going to see a lot of this firepower in the recalibration that is in place right now. And Reverend also mentioned something when he was talking about the lockdown starting this coming Monday through Friday, about the cooperation of everybody else. I think that is very, very important because the idea of people thinking that they would defy this particular lockdown. I think this one is more important than any other one that we have had before, in the sense that La Republic has to know that we are coming. This war is coming to a close. That we are coming closer, and they need to come to the negotiation table. And if they don't do it, that we are not just eliminating anything La Republic in Amazonia, but we're bringing it to their doorsteps. And that begins to send chills in them. And when Reverend Song says that, and I mean it, she is a no-nonsense lady. I think it was a long time that we could have had someone like her at the Secretary of Defense. And I think I give her all my support, and I want to pray for every Ambazonian to do the same for what concerns Ground Zero. And the President, Ian Maretta, she is level-headed, and interacting with her, I see a lot of leadership skills, and she is leaving no stone unturned. And we just need everybody to chime behind her, and we will prosecute this war and get to Boya sooner than later. I think that's my take right now.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If you have time, just stay put in there. I am going to open the phone lines to receive a few phone calls from Ground Zero and the diaspora to find out what they are thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, the phone lines are open. The regular number is open. Go ahead, make your call if you have any contribution to make. If you have any contribution to make, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and let's see if we can get the phone number on your screen. Let's see. All right, you got the phone number right there on the screen. Go ahead and give us a call. You have a message for the panel. Go ahead. Let's get to the first caller here from Ground Zero. Hello.
Yeah, good evening, Secretary.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
From Ground One.
From Ground One. Okay. What is your contribution, sir?
Yes, I'm very happy with our Defense Secretary, and I like the way he's talking. I think the most important is the firepower on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, because she's a very strong woman, and looking at her physically, you may think that is the face of Mike Tyson was very soft, and you may think that he's not a good boxer, but by the time he gets inside the ring, you realize that he's not an easy man. I think that's how Rebecca.
She's also a very beautiful Amber woman, correct?
Yeah, that's a good Amber woman. I like that. Courageous.
All right.
21 got away.
Okay, all right.
That's all my contribution. Let her go on and on with the firepower.
All right, thank you for the call. Let's hope that the firepower endures. All right, let's get to the next caller here. I see the phones are busy now. Ground Zero, I believe. Hello, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Calling from Abakwa, I believe.
That's right, yes. Good evening, sir. Good evening to the panel. Very, very interesting panel. Very, very realistic panel.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, thank you, sir. You know, Secretary Chris, you always time you come up, there's always an element of surprise inspiration for the people of Amazonia. We are very pleased about that. Listening to the Defense Secretary speak when Ansong, I have the conviction that finally we have somebody who will prosecute this war to where we want it to be, which is very realistic, very pragmatic, and very, very visionary. Yeah, from the way she speaks, I have no doubt that, because these are the elements that have been lacking in this revolution. These are the elements, the ones she's enumerating. I'm not surprised from what she said. I'm not surprised about the events, the developments of the few days in Boyo, in Lebialem, and so on. I have no doubt that it's a handiwork. So, Madam, you and the President, please, our support is with you people. We trust that you will take us to Boya because you are very realistic. And then the Sako, I've said it severally that Mr. Sako, the criminal Sako, we are waiting for you in Amala. You come here. Karma will bring you here, whether you like it or not. You grow up a karma, then you know you will reap what you have been sowing.
Can you tell us about the preparedness on ground zero, precisely about where you are for the lockdown, please?
Yeah, relevant question. I'm very surprised that he sent out some audio calling people's attention not to do it just for 2 days. So far, everybody is prepared for the 5-day lockdown here in Bamenda where I am. Everybody is prepared for the 5 days lockdown. So I'm very surprised to hear that nonsense from him, because more and more people are coming to the recognition that Amazonia, the greatest error in this revolution was to have that criminal as president. That you as president, people are coming to that recognition, and such an error will not repeat itself. And like I was saying, Sako, we are waiting for you on that part of self-destruction you have taken. You are not even remorseful for what you have done. What do you take us Amazonians for? Stupid people. You're not being remorseful. We are waiting for you.
All right.
Every detail of your activities, scammer, freeman, armed robber.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I hope he's hearing you. Thanks for the call. We'll move to the next caller. All right. Wow, ground zero is very much connected. I guess this one is a bad connection. This is a bad connection. I like to hear from ground zero. Okay. Hello,
Secretary Chris.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, Secretary Chris. I'm calling from Abagua.
All right. Tell me, how are preparations for lockdown going on in Abagua from your perspective?
100%. Everybody's aware of the lockdown and everybody's preparing against it. So it is not anything. In fact, the people are, they are very elated with the new leadership. And in fact, what I can see in Reverend Asong's face shows that at last we have had somebody who can execute this work. We are so grateful about her.
Wonderful. Now, they know that the lockdown is starting on Monday, correct?
Very, very clear. There is no doubt about that.
Wonderful. Now, this is very important. If you are watching from ground zero, I'd like you to know some other so-called TV channels will come up and want you to believe that lockdown starts on the 19th. Please, again, unless... Hold on, please. Hold on. Unless I come back to you with a different message, do not want to accept any other message that does not announce lockdown beginning on Monday. Again, unless I come back to you changing that, no other messenger should tell you that lockdown starts on any different day. Lockdown starts only on Monday. Yes, sir, go on.
Yeah, I just want to congratulate you people for the great job you are doing, and we want to assure you that Ground Zero is totally behind you people. Thank God for the new leadership, especially our two strong ladies, the President and the Secretary for Defense. We are grateful for God having given them to us, and we just pray that they
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the call. May you remain safe out there on ground zero. Let us see who is next on the line. Ground zero is really watching here. Hello, sir. Hello. This is a bad connection, I guess. All right, let's see who else is on the line. Still ground zero. All right. Hello. Hello. Hello, sir. Good evening. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Mesa County.
Wonderful. Tell me, what are you hearing about lockdown, sir, on ground zero in Mesa?
No, since the day you are now locked down, that has been taken into the bank.
That has been taken to the bank. I hope nobody gets back to the bank to withdraw it, right? Unless, unless I do. Unless I do it. All right. I am going with the keys of the safe. So wonderful. So what is in your mind, sir?
Yeah, I want to salute Reverend Asong, who is the Defense Secretary, who is now the one in charge. I want to salute her. Let me tell you something, Secretary Chris. Women are symbol of truth and facts.
Are you saying that all this time that I've been coming to your home on television, I'm not a symbol of truth because I'm a man? No,
it's not that,
no, don't flatter me now. Just say the truth.
That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. Women are symbol of truth and facts. If you can see what is going on the ground right now, it is because these two ladies have taken the challenge. I want to thank God for the chicken out former president. You know, he is the one who brought us the newly elected president. Maybe he thought that he was making a mistake, but he was in divine direction. God brought him so that he can point finger to where the ball is and supposed to be played.
Okay.
Coming back to Sako, I want to think that this is the right time. You know, we ignored him, and he has gone ahead and dig the hole himself by taking the interim government into court. I think that is the right time to nail him to the cross, because we were thinking that he was jobless, and the interim government actually thought that he should have something, to feed his family, but he has taken it as an abuse, and I think that is the right time to handle him. I want to ask this question to Dr. Sako, whether it's Dr. Sako or whoever. Which one is important? The Labor Day that had no significance to us, or 20th May, where the colonial officers actually order our funds to go on street with placard on 20th May? Which one is important? The Labor Day that had no significance, or that 20th May, where our colonial officers, or whether our colonial government, La Republique, colonial officers actually order our funds to go on street with placard? Which one is important? Let him answer this question, so then we can know that he's somebody.
All right. Thank you, sir, for the call. You have a great night and remain safe.
God bless you, sir.
Thank you. Let's move on and see who next is calling. The lines are open, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead. If you call and you can't get through, keep on calling. If you call and you can't get through, keep on calling. Hello.
Secretary.
Hello, sir.
Good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah,
May I know where you are calling from, please?
I'm calling from Ground Zero.
Where precisely on ground zero?
I'm calling from Boya.
Wonderful. Tell me, how are the preparations going on for lockdown in Boya?
Where everybody's preparing on the 16th. We give everything to God. I want to greet our able lady, Mama Reverend Asong.
Okay, she's hearing you. Go on.
Yes, I'm an artist by profession. My name is, I'm called Capone, the Capone.
The Capone.
Yes, sir.
And what does that mean?
Can I just give you the taste of the music?
Unfortunately, the time is a problem. Maybe if you have a video and send to me, I can actually play on TV one of these days.
I just want to appreciate our able lady, Mama Asong.
All right, go on. I will give you 50 seconds to appreciate her with your music. Quickly.
This is a guitar. With the suffer, our own country. Mama Reverend Asong. Wanna hear me? You say, can we no get it? God is right inside. Mama Marietta, Nico, Chris, hello. The Papa Defende, with the suffer, our own country.
All right. Thank you. I hope that you can put it on video and forward a link to me, and I will get it on TV. Okay.
We are still working on it.
All right. Thank you. God bless you. Remain safe.
Yeah, thank you also.
All right. Okay, let's get a few more callers. Wow, ground zero. Hello. This man has a bad connection. Please, sir, change the location of your phone and try from there. Maybe you will get through. Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening to you and the panel.
Good evening. Where are you calling from, please?
I'm calling from Bamenda.
Okay, and what is your contribution?
Yes, a message to Mr. Sako, to Fame and Sako. You are wasting your time, Bamenda, and I think, in fact, the whole of Amazonia are praising up to observe the 5-day lockdown. You armed robber, you and the other armed robber commando. Secretary, you know that he has a clique. Among the clique, one of his greatest lieutenants is a certain Pastor Commando. Those are criminals. He was in Brazil with him. So tell them that they are wasting their time. They have been vomited.
Absolutely.
Congratulations to those. Yes, congratulations to our two ladies, Reverend Asong and President Ian Mairate. Although the defense secretary has not told us. Last time she said they were going to arrest francophones to use it as a bargaining chip against those boys that have been those men that were arrested. I don't know how far she has gone with that, but I must congratulate her for the exploits of recent in Oyo, Lebialem, and in other parts of Amazonia. I'm very elated, particularly with what is happening in Fako, with the resurgence of firepower in Fako. So I'm not taking much time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let me have her respond to your question, Reverend Asong. I guess you heard him, right?
No, it was very faint. What did he say?
He was asking that last time you promised whether you will arrest somebody. I couldn't get the name myself, but he was wondering whether the plans are still in line. If you didn't get it, no problem. Let's continue. Let's get to London. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Secretary Chris.
Hello, good evening, sir. Calling from London, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and what is in your mind, please?
Yes, I just want to salute you guys in the panel, and then appreciate Reverend Assom, whom we have been working with in SCAF. She is actually.
What is the name? What's your name? I think I know this name, right?
Secretary Chris, this is the former Supreme Commander of Kupe Morning Number 1 Touch, Kingsley Ebong.
Kingsley Ebong. Yeah, I thought that was Kingsley, the voice of Kingsley Ebong. Good to hear your voice, sir.
Thank you, sir. I really want to appreciate this government. We see an example of democracy in Africa that is being built by Ambazonians. We see a president who is a lady, the defense chief who is actually a lady. Honestly, this is du jamais vu in Africa, a minister of defense being a lady. And I hope that the scammer, the conman, Sako Ekome, will understand, because from what we are seeing and the actions in Ground Zero can actually attest to themselves that Sako Ekome has been stealing more than $4 million, buying his properties both in Ambazonia and other parts in the United States. He will be accountable for that. And we are watching him. And then I will actually I'd like to tell Reverend Assom to reach out to other stakeholders in this revolution, like the lady that has been arrested, Senator Mundi. Let them reach out to the ADF, and then they have a kind of dialogue. If they can do prisoner swap, just as you, Secretary Chris, you have been advising, and then if Reverend Assom as well, or the interim government and other stakeholders can actually implement certain martial laws that can facilitate contribution in this revolution. For instance, Secretary Chris, during December, we have more than 100,000 Ambazonians going back home. And when these people, they go back home, they don't care about the internal displaced people. You need to see how much these guys and women, they spend in nightclubs, both Limbe, Kumba, Douala. But no day you will see them buying bags of rice, going to assist our vulnerable people. So we have to have a database, a centralized system, whereby any diaspora who gets into Ambazonia, who do not show proof of funding this revolution, if arrested, then let justice be served.
All right, thank you.
Yes, if he was supposed to contribute $100, if arrested by the restoration forces, he's going to pay at least $1 million and plus. Reverend Assom and the interim government, thank you guys, and God bless you people.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you for the call. You have a great night. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot take any more calls. Thank you all for tuning in. I will now go back to the panel. Please, 50 seconds, just round up and let's call it a day. I start with Barrister Inde. Go on, please.
Yes, thank you again, Secretary Chris. I just want to make a comment based on the intervention of this last speaker. That goes in line with information that we have, that in the diaspora, we have just about 10% of us are involved and actually taking care of this revolution. The rest, they are just being there, just looking, observing, but they're expecting results from us. And they are even more vocal in criticizing the action of this 10% as if it was something that does not concern them. So I just want to appeal that this revolution is for all Amazonians. We should come together. Please identify your LGAs or counties. Make sure you're part of them. Make your contribution to them. We've also noticed that nobody is going to prosecute this revolution for us. It is going to be us. We've been expecting the United Nations for how many years today? About 5 years. They have not made a single statement towards bringing about any negotiation in this revolution. But we saw that with the events in Ukraine, just the first day, the UN released a statement calling for peaceful settlement of the situation. So this is to appeal to our people that we should understand that we are into this fighting for our dignity, fighting for our liberty. We're calling on everyone, both in the diaspora and on the ground, to understand that we need to continue to sacrifice. This is a fight for all of us. We have to be seen to be doing something to contribute.
All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Comrade. I think Comrade Oliver is no longer with us. Reverend Asong, please use 50 seconds to round up.
Thank you, Secretary Chris. Ambazonians, thank you all for watching. Thank all Ambazonians in Ground Zero, Ground One for all your sacrifices. I want to cut 21 gun salutes for all the ARF. Una cafe day up, hold on tight. We are together. I want to tell Ambazonians that the Bible says in the book of Jeremiah, chapter number 9, verse 17. Jeremiah says, call all the wailing women. Let them come together and cry unto God to heal the land. The land was polluted. The president of Amazonia, by the name Ian Marietta, has declared a 5 days lockdown and 5-day fasting and prayers, so we can realign this revolution back on track into the hands of God. It's only the grace of God that can bring us back in alignment with God. And the number 5 stands for Jesus. Number 5 in the book of Daniel, it tells us that Daniel picked 5 stones, and the month of May is the month of number 5. So the 5 days lockdown is a significant day in the Bible. Daniel picked 5 stones and said, who is this uncircumcised Philistine terrorizing my people? We have chosen 5 days lockdown and 5-day fasting to challenge La République du Cameroon, that who is this uncircumcised French Cameroon terrorizing the children of Amazonia? We are going to pull them all down, whether they like it or not. If you look at the book of Esther, the book of Esther, chapter 8, verse number 3 to 6, the Bible says Esther requested to his people. He said, defend yourself from murderers. And who are those murderers? La République du Cameroon and his colonial masters. They are murderers of Ambazonians' children. They have cut off the life of our children, baby Mata, baby Carol, the 22 souls that were killed in Gabo by the invaders and the murderers by La République. They burned an mother called Mama Api, and the child was shot in Boyoka by these murderers. Anybody that would try to tell us to let go the pains that are in our heart for the killing of these children.
All right.
We are
All right.
going
Round
to
up,
go
please.
after you aggressively. So I'm calling all Ambazonians to join us as wailing women on this fasting and prayers from the 16th to the 20th. It's a no-nonsense ghost town, no pity ghost towns, and we will not tolerate any violators. Stay in your home and pray. Ask God to realign this revolution. We are going to take back this land by force, by fire. You know we are fighting with spiritual warfares, people who are bloodsuckers. You need to equip yourself spiritually and physically. So whatever way they try you, they will not get you. Wear all the armor of God upon you as you face your enemy, which is La Republique. We have never been one and we will never be one. They have proven it by the selective killing. And any francophones that is beside you is an enemy. No matter how they smile with you, they are your enemies. There is no single day that La Republique has killed any single French Cameroon living in Ambazonia. They do selective killing. So any Ambazonia that is living with La Republique as a neighbor, get ready to defend yourself at any given moment. Do not trust them. The fact that they are laughing with you, they are killing you behind. I'm calling all of you to wake up. Stand up and let's fight this fight boldly and finish the fight strongly. God bless you as you sacrifice and commit, as we all join our hands in one accord to make sure that we have this revolution come to an end in this year of 2022. We're going to be very aggressive and we are going to take the war to La République du Cameroon, because we have waited for international community for 5 good years for them to come to our rescue. We have protested, we have gone all over the place. We went to UK, we went to United Nations, we went to DC. We were all protesting. I was there under the rain, pleading and begging on this international community to come to our rescue. They gave us a deaf ear. It's time we are taking this revolution to La République du Cameroon. We are taking the fight to their side so they too can.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we lost Reverend Asong there, gone frozen. Thank you for joining the broadcast today. I look forward to being back here on Friday. But before I go, I'd just like to bring you this announcement. On May the 20th and May the 22nd, we shall be conducting a live fundraiser here in the studios for ABS. We want to take ABS to the next level. But besides that, we have a very important announcement to bring to all of you in the diaspora. All of you in the diaspora, but that announcement can only come to you on May the 20th. So I look forward to come back on the Friday with another exciting moment. Thank you for tuning in and for Ground Zero. Please, if you got the message already, sensitize every other one else. Lockdown begins on Monday, May the 16th through May the 20th. Please begin to do every preparation that you can. Thank you for tuning in once more. I look forward to being back here on Monday, and God bless you all.